Billionaire Bad Habits as per Grant Cardone, and a Ph.D.'s transformative thoughts about them. Today, I watched a video put out by Grant Cardone. He is filmed driving up in a Rolls Royce. Grant Cardone said, and I'll quote, "Isn't this ridiculous? You don't need to go out and buy these cars, okay? This is without a doubt a complete waste of money." Well, I agree with Grant Cardone. Most of these exotic cars are a complete waste of money. The cost to insure them and maintain them is astronomical. The depreciation is also terrible on many of these cars. Now, if you are buying a vintage exotic car, it could potentially increase in value, but even that is highly speculative. I have absolutely no interest in owning an exotic car, especially right now, since many have appreciated in value so much in recent years. Now, Grant Cardone goes on to say he would never buy cars like this until he could pay for them with 1 week of passive income, so he bought 2 of them for Christmas. Here's my opinion. I'm glad Grant Cardone has enough cash flow in a week to buy expensive cars like this. This is not going to make a dent in Grant Cardone's net worth. I'm sure driving cars like this and flexing in them also helps Grant Cardone's brand, since he makes videos like this to upload on YouTube. I'm sure a lot of car enthusiasts who have never heard of Grant Cardone land on his videos and get to know more about his business. Maybe some of them will even spend money to attend one of his 10X training events. Buying these cars may be a good business decision for Grant Cardone. Later in his video, he talked about wrapping his wife's vehicle in 10X so that he could use it as a promotion so that he could get a $449,000 write-off. I watched a previous video Grant Cardone made where he talked about driving a Toyota Camry when he was stacking cash to invest in real estate when he was younger. For a guy who was so frugal earlier in life, it must be weird to drop huge amounts of money on luxury cars now. I drive a Toyota Camry and I have stopped taking it to the dealership for oil changes because the price is over $80 now. I go to Walmart so I can get an oil change for approximately $25. My Toyota Camry has a little drawer that you can pull out of the dash to the left of the steering wheel. I put my change in there. The last time I went to Walmart to get my oil changed, I put a note on that drawer that said, "Walmart, don't steal my change." The reason I did this is because the time before, when I had my oil changed, I noticed a nickel and a penny on my floor mat after my oil change. I looked in the change drawer and it wasn't as full as it had been before I got my oil changed. I have to wonder how many vehicles per day this Walmart employee steals change from. I'm sure it adds up each day. Unfortunately, there are some bad actors everywhere. No one stole my change since I left the note on the change drawer. I guess I'll keep doing that every time I get my oil changed at Walmart. I can't even imagine what an oil change costs for a Rolls Royce. They are made by BMW, and I am not a big BMW fan. Everyone I know who has owned a BMW has had expensive problems, even with relatively low mileage. They are the ultimate driving machine when they aren't in the shop getting fixed. I think Grant Cardone's Rolls Royce is cool, but I think it would be even cooler if he was driving around Miami in his old Toyota Camry and sending a message to young people that they don't need to flex in a fancy car. You should focus on investing and growing your net worth and be proud of what you have accomplished professionally. In other words, the man made the money never made the man. Get respect from people for your intellect and hard work and not your possessions. But hey, Grant Cardone is enjoying his money, and that's great. I'm happy that Grant Cardone is having a lot of fun. I just cringe at how much his cars probably cost to insure and maintain. I also hope he has good security detail because expensive cars like this could make you a target. Later in his video, Grant Cardone told people that thousands of units are paying for his car. He encouraged people to not buy a car like his because you should take the money and use leverage to purchase real estate. I completely agree. I was tempted years ago to purchase an expensive car. I thought about it and decided to invest the money to buy a rental property instead. I did a light renovation to that rental property and I started to cash flow it. I was able to increase the rent after the light renovation. I invested in great marketing and secured wonderful tenants. Eventually, I cash flowed back what I had originally invested in that property. Instead of having a fancy car that cost me money to own, I had a property that was printing money for me every month. In addition to that, the property was appreciating in value. I just don't like spending money on depreciating liabilities. Grant Cardone seems like a sharp guy. I don't know how he can stomach the depreciation on an expensive car like a Rolls-Royce. The last time I owned an expensive car, I was often checking the Manheim post-auction results to see what my type of vehicle was selling for. I cringed once when I saw my make and model was selling for about $5,000 less than it was the last time I had checked. I got out of the car game and focused my time and attention on investing. I much prefer investing in assets that appreciate in value. I like to watch my money grow month after month, year after year, decade after decade. The only problem with this is you reach a point where you don't want to spend money on anything nice. You become so fixated on investing that you don't want to spend money on things that will make you happy. I'm glad Grant Cardone is at least enjoying some of his money. Grant Cardone seems to be having a lot of fun in his videos, flexing in his cars, his helicopters, and his plane. He's not getting any younger. He might as well spend some of his money while he can enjoy it. I know he probably wants to pass along his money to his kids, but he seems to have more than enough to take care of them after he eventually passes away. At the end of the Grant Cardone video, he said, if you want to be the boss, you have to pay the invoice. I'd like to know how Grant Cardone was able to pay invoice price for his Rolls-Royce. Invoice price is the price that the dealership pays the manufacturer for the vehicle. One of my friends was telling me about his client who bought a new Lamborghini. He paid approximately $50,000 over MSRP for the car because certain models are so hard to get. Maybe Grant Cardone has the hookup with the Rolls-Royce dealership. I guess if you can talk a Rolls-Royce dealership into letting you pay invoice, well, then you are the boss. I hope when Grant Cardone parks that car, he has one of his employees set up velvet ropes around it so no one door dings it. I'd be afraid to park that car anywhere. I'd have a really bad day if I got a door ding or a scratch on the paint. When you are a landlord, you often get some disgruntled tenants. In the past, I had some tenants who hated me because I enforced the terms of the lease agreement that they all had signed. Grant Cardone owns a lot of rentals. If I was Grant Cardone, I'd be afraid an angry tenant would see that car and target it. I just prefer to fly under the radar with my vehicle. If someone keys it, no big deal. I wonder if Grant Cardone drives his Rolls-Royce to check on his rentals regularly. I watched a documentary once about Donald Trump's parents. Apparently, his mother would drive her Rolls-Royce to their apartments to collect money from the coin-operated washers and dryers. Can you imagine driving a Rolls-Royce to your apartments to collect the washer and dryer change? People are very interesting creatures. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. Check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.